350
córdobas.
350. Mucho dinero. ¿Estás aquí todo el día?
Sí, todos los días.
¿Cómo se llama? Buen día, good morning, here from San Juan del Sur in Nicaragua. Now today we have some iffy weather. It's a bit cloudy, a little bit breezy, and not as sunny as I would like it to be, but it's better than what it's been the past couple days as it's been raining. But today I want to check out a different part of this city, this town here, and that is up on the hill where it overlooks the beach. So that's the Christ statue, and it's one of the most touristed spots here in San Juan del Sur. So I'm gonna make my way to a cafe, get a coffee, get energized, and then make the trip up there and show you what it's like at the top and how to get up there, as it does take a little bit for walking. So cafe and then to the statue. ¿Cuánto cuestan por estas?
Por estas.
Ah, sí, este negro.
Esta vale 350 córdobas.
50.
350 córdobas.
350. Mucho dinero.
Pero en 300 para ti.
Mucho dinero. Y estas. 250.
Sí, es que es muy hilo y muy caro. Es similar y por eso no mira el hilo.
El precio es muy alto. Sí, estas son muy bonitas, sí, pero para mí no me gusta.
150. Y este 100.
Todas de mis bicicletas se cuestan $2 máximo. Para mí estas son mejores, pero muy caros. ¿Cuánto cuesta por una?
100 por una, pero por dos está por dos.
Sí, pero no necesito dos.
Una
porque
sola.
tengo muchas.
En $2 agarre.
$2.
Sí.
Sí, puedo darte 40 córdobas.
50 agarre.
No.
45.
40, solo 40.
Sí.
Sí, 40 por una, solo uno. ¿Sí? ¿Qué? 40. ¿Sí? Okay. Adios. Que tengas un buen día. So I'm pretty sure that little boy is being sent in by his father, because his father is outside with more crafts and things to sell. But he was being persistent, and I figured I'd buy one. I only want to buy one bracelet while I'm here, but this little green bracelet, which isn't much, I got him down to 40 córdobas, which is 40 córdobas, and that's about $1.12 in US. I think that's what my translation app said, and realistically it's probably more than it's worth, but he was trying to get me to pay like $5 or something, and I wasn't gonna let that happen. Well, I just left the cafe there. La Tostaderia is what it's called. I've been there a few times, and now I'm walking along the main road here, and I just want to say that I paid 80 Cordoba for that iced coffee, so that is about $2.20 or something. Let's continue to walk along this main road and make our way up to the Christ of Mercy on top of the hill. Literally just walked maybe for 5 minutes, and this squirrel just came out of nowhere. I've never seen a gray squirrel with that kind of white color on it and brown. Alright, the only problem here is there's a river that's in the way, and I really have no idea how you're supposed to get over it to get across, because I think that's the only way without going way up the road and into town. There is a boat actually where it looks like they're transferring people across. So maybe that's what I have to do. I have to hop on a boat and pay for it. I'm not sure. Let's find out. Tengo 20. Whoa.
¿Sabes esto?
Sí, sí. ¿Hay tus hijos?
Sí.
¿Sí?
Ya están jugando. Niños jugando, divirtiéndose, jugando.
Ah, muy rápido. ¿Estás aquí
Sí,
todo el día?
Sí, todos los días.
Todos los días. Ah, perfecto. Muchas gracias. Oh, just crossed the river for 10 Cordobas, so I don't know how much that is, maybe like 30 cents or something. It's worth it instead of walking all the way around and going to the main road. I have no idea where I'm going though. Just gonna walk along this beach here and hopefully find the road that goes up to the Christ of Mercy. So as you can see right now, the beach is pretty wide open with sand. There's not much water. That's because the tide is pretty low. Now normally at points in the day, even when there's a lot of rain, the water becomes very high on a high tide, which actually goes into the town a little ways. So right behind me on the right, well not behind me, but right to my right, is where the water begins to flow towards the city. It's almost like a canal with some walls, but right now it's very low, so it's very easy to pass. During other times, it can be more tricky and you might have to go up into town to take the road around. So I have to head in this way to find that road that goes up to the Christ of Mercy, and it's going to be a vertical hike as it's very steep going up there, and that's what all the reviews say. So let's keep going. Hola. ¿Este es la calle por el Cristo? No. ¿Sí? Okay, gracias. Officially on the right road. This road should go all the way to the top with a little bit of turning, you know, left and right to get there. But man, the sun's coming out. It's getting hot. I'm starting to sweat. I'm starting to wish I had some food. I don't. Maybe there's a bite to eat up here. We'll find out. You know, one of the worst things about living in a coastal town or coastal city is you usually see pollution very easily. You know, pollution is often found in these areas because of the rivers emptying to the ocean and the movement of water back and forth from the coast to inland, and often a lot of garbage like plastic bottles and, you know, just miscellaneous things get caught up in that current, and it just gets pushed out, and unfortunately there's not enough people doing enough to clean it up. Especially as I walk around here every few days, there's just more and more stuff being pushed out towards the ocean. It's a big problem. I hope in the world, you know, things will change.
Yeah, go.
Okay, bueno.
Yeah.
Get right to the top.
Yeah.
Okay,
¿Tú tienes algún canal de YouTube o algo?
Mi canal is With the Wind. Guys, I cannot make this up, but the people of Nicaragua are so friendly. Like, I was just walking up the hill, I literally just started, and that young guy on the motorbike just came up and just said, "Do you want to ride?" And I said, oh yeah, sure, why not? And he didn't ask for any money or anything like that. He was just really friendly. I'm definitely glad he came along because it's steep. Like, I don't know if this does any justice, but my calves are like fully engaged. It's a steep climb up to top, and no wonder why people said it's a challenge. But yeah, back to the people of Nicaragua, or, you know, I can really just say about San Juan so far. People are just so friendly. Even if they don't speak English, like, they try. And that's great. And yeah, I don't even know what to say. I'm out of breath. But we're pretty much at the top. I have to pay an entrance fee, and I should have went up the stairs, which I didn't do. So yeah, let's get in. Hola.
Hola, amigo.
Hola.
$2.
¿Cuántas Cordobas?
70 Córdoba.
It's $2 to enter for foreigners, $1 if you're national. And if you want to pay in Cordoba, you can pay in Cordoba. It is 70 Cordoba, so I don't know if the translation is exact, but it's a decent price, you know? So we're at the top. We have a view of San Juan. It's right behind the camera. Let me not talk for a little bit. Let me just show you. So I just went into the chapel that is underneath the statue. Now this is a place you can go into to learn more about the statue in depth. The only issue is it's all in Spanish, so you're going to want a translation app or maybe a translator with you to understand it. Now I can understand some parts as I'm learning Spanish, but for the most part what I do understand is that the statue, which you can see behind me, now it took about 7 years to build. So there's this one guy that built it, and he's a Costa Rican man. His name is Gonzalez, and supposedly there was a time when he was diagnosed with cancer, and he survived the cancer, and he wanted to do something to remember this monumental stage in his life. So he decided to create the structure here, and he hired some architects to do it, and eventually it was built in 2009. But the building process of it took such a long time because it is so big, and they had to create it in pieces to be able to put it together. Now, when you go inside and you look at it from the outside, you can actually see that there are like blocks and how they built it. So they had to put it piece by piece by piece, because in order to get it up here, that was the only way to do it. You couldn't bring it up as a whole, as the road to get up here is very steep, and it's just not really possible. So basically, they constructed all the little pieces, and then they transported it up here by a small van, which they were able to get to the top more easily, and then they began to put it together up here. Now this tourist attraction has become one of the most famous attractions here in San Juan del Sur, because as you know, the statues of Jesus are all over the world. There's so many famous ones, one of the famous ones being that in Rio de Janeiro. And this one has just as much significance, except it's for Nicaragua. And I believe so that this one is ranked somewhere around 10 to 15 for tallest and biggest statues ever created. So it's totally worth a visit. And the best part about it is you just get the most panoramic views of this Pacific coast here in Nicaragua. Of course, you can see the bay of San Juan del Sur, where the fishing village was pretty much constructed and really just became popular. And then you can see along the other side of the peninsula, going down the coast towards Costa Rica, as well as going north up to some other beaches. Alright, a couple more quick facts for you regarding the Christ of Mercy here in San Juan del Sur. This statue is actually 134 meters above sea level, so it's pretty high, and it's not the highest point in the area, I don't think, as the mountains in the background look a little bit higher, but it definitely is up there, and you can really see it from any point of the city. No matter really where you are within San Juan del Sur, you will be able to see it. Also, another thing about the statue and just these statues in general is usually they are facing the town that they are in. Like here in this case, it is overlooking the town as like a way of, I think, protection and to like always be watching. All right, well, that's gonna be it for the adventure to Juan del Sur up here on top of this lookout point. I'm gonna get back down to town now and maybe see what else we can get into. Very hungry, very thirsty. So yeah, let's continue. I made it back down to the coast here, back out of the elevation. It actually was difficult coming down, like your legs are so tight and you're trying to grip the ground as you're going down those steep hills. But anyways, I made it back to where the inlets are coming into the ocean, and look, there's a tire just embedded in the sand here. I've noticed while being here so far in San Juan del Sur that they actually repurposed their tires, which is a good thing. I've seen them being used as barriers or walls for the housing and the property, and then sometimes just in random places like that on the beach. So somebody probably just dumped it and then the water carried it a little ways and eventually got covered with sand the more the tide came in and out. Just like that, back to the main area, the main street. Now it's time to find some food and something to drink. Alright, I just sat down here. I'm at a little convenience store that's at the beginning of the entrance in town, coming back from that Jesus statue. And the store is called Pronto, and I bought 3 things. I bought these because they're very cheap, so I wanted to show you how cheap some of the things are here if you're coming from another country that, you know, where prices are more expensive. So I got 3 things. I got a bottle of water, as that's needed with this heat. I got one of the local colas called Fritz Cola, and then just some basic jalapeno chips, maybe like knockoff Doritos or something. The total price for all this was 50 Cordoba, so it's $1.39. Now that's a very good deal. So if you can't tell, the main street here tends to be a little busy and a little noisy at all times of the day because there's construction, people moving up and down, transporting people just walking. But forget about that. Let's try the local cola here. Thirsty. Wow, that's really good. Fritz Cola. Solo única sabe. I think it means it's a Nicaraguan taste. Only the Nicaraguan taste. No taste like any other. And that's true. It doesn't taste like Coke, and it doesn't taste like Pepsi. Maybe if you put them together, you would get Fritz Cola, but it's good, I like it. Now let's try the water. No, we're not gonna try the water. Water's like anywhere else, it's just water. But we should try these chips. Now it does say tortillas de maíz con sabor a jalapeno. So corn chips with the taste of jalapeno. Let's see how spicy they are. Look like Doritos mixed with just some tortilla chips. Lots of flavor, lots of jalapeno. Wow, really good. A little hard, but not hard like stale. Just more crunchier than a Dorito chip. A Dorito's more fluffy, I feel like. That's good. With some salsa or eating some tacos or something, that would go good. Alright, I'm gonna chill out and I'll see you guys in a little bit. Alright, it's about 3:30. I'm down here at the beach, just watching some people skate, some people playing soccer on the beach over here. And I'm about beat. This heat killed me today. That's gonna be it for today. So I hope you enjoyed the journey going to the Jesus statue and, you know, some of the other things I did in town, like showing you how much some of the snacks are and just the overall quality of life here. So I'll see you guys in the next video soon. Peace. little kid just came in here trying to sell me some bracelets. He's trying hard. ¿Vendes las brazaletes todos los días?
Algunas veces todos los días, pero
¿Vas a la escuela todos los días?
sábado, inglés.
¿Sí?
Inglés sábado.
¿Cuántos años tienes?
7 porque lo cumplí.
We had a good conversation and I could practice some of my Spanish and he was trying to speak some English, so it was a good deal. Holy crap, I did not know that there were crocs in this area. Seriously, crocs. Look, wow, that's a dangerous croc. Oh, there's also a bird up here. What is it? Oh, it's a blue jay, I think. Maybe. Oh, it's flying. Wow, baño. Well, this is for sure a blooper, but I just walked by some foreigner and he was talking very loud and he was talking about having water shits from the water here. There's parasites in the water, is what he's saying, and that it's causing him to pretty much have diarrhea. So if you come here, maybe that's a possibility. I'm not really sure, as I buy bottled water here to be safe, and also for cooking, I boil the water. So try to cook off any sort of chemicals or bacteria that may be in it. My name is Matt and I'm going to be traveling through Central America the next couple of months. Follow along my journey to see which places I visit, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button to be up to date with my new content.